They said he was gone. They said it was time to mourn. But when a lone dog sat beside the coffin, refusing to leave, growling low and restless, the air grew thick with unease. And when he barked, long, desperate, insistent, it sent chills down everyone's spine. Something was wrong. Very wrong. What if the dead wasn't really dead? Detective Sam Walker had always been the unshakable type, the kind of man who faced bullets and shadows without flinching. But that night, when his phone rang at 2:14 a.m., something inside him broke before he even answered. "Detective Walker?" The voice on the other end was tight, professional, but tinged with sorrow. "I'm so sorry to inform you, but Officer Jake Reynolds didn't make it. There was an explosion. A deep breath. He didn't survive." The words crashed over Sam like a tidal wave, stealing his breath, his balance, his grip on reality. Jake, his best friend, his brother in arms. Gone, his fingers clenched around the phone. No, that's not possible. Jake's too damn stubborn to die. "I wish it weren't true," the officer on the other end whispered. "The body was unrecognizable, but we confirmed through his badge number." Sam closed his eyes, the world tilting. Where is he now? Holloway Mortuary. The funeral was set for the next evening, a quick, somber affair, as most police memorials were. The department had arranged a proper farewell, a 21-gun salute, folded flags, and a sea of officers standing in stiff-backed silence. But there was one unexpected guest who refused to play by human rules. Max, Jake's dog, his partner, his shadow, a retired K-9 unit who had seen more danger than most officers ever would. He had been Jake's lifeline, his protector, his constant companion. And now, as the coffin was placed before them, Max let out a low, guttural whine. Then he barked, one sharp, urgent bark, directed at the wooden box. People murmured, exchanging glances. Sam stepped forward, his heart pounding. "Easy, buddy," he whispered, kneeling. But Max wasn't calming down. He circled the coffin, sniffing, pawing, whining with increasing desperation. And then, as if the weight of the world had crashed onto his back, Max threw himself against the casket and howled. A piercing, grief-laced sound that sent shivers through the crowd. Sam's stomach twisted. Dogs knew things humans couldn't see, couldn't feel. Max wasn't just mourning. He was trying to say something. Something was wrong. The funeral director tried to intervene, but Sam stopped him. "Open it," he said, his voice a blade. The director hesitated. "Detective, that's not advisable. The body..." "What?" "Open it." With trembling hands, the man reached for the latch. The room held its breath. The lid lifted an inch, then two. And Max lunged forward, sniffing wildly. Then he whimpered. Then he licked the hand of the supposedly dead man inside. Silence crashed down like a hammer. Sam's heart slammed against his ribs. "Oh my God!" The fingers inside the coffin twitched. The world spun into chaos. Shouts, gasps, movement. Medics were called. The funeral turned into a rescue mission. Within minutes, Jake was being rushed to the hospital, barely alive but breathing. Alive. Max had saved him. Jake's injuries were beyond brutal. Burns, fractures, internal damage, but none of that mattered. He was here, breathing, blinking, alive. The real question was, if Jake was here, then whose body had been in the coffin? It took hours of investigation, calls between departments, and frantic hospital records before the horrifying truth surfaced. A mix-up. Two bodies admitted under chaotic circumstances, one mistakenly identified. Jake had been left for dead in a coma, while an unidentified man was given his name. Max had known. He had smelled the difference. He had refused to accept what everyone else had blindly believed. That night, Sam sat by Jake's hospital bed, Max curled up at his feet. "You owe this dog your life," he murmured. Jake, still weak, managed a small, broken smile. "I always have." Recovery was grueling. Months of surgeries, therapy, pain. There were moments Jake wanted to give up, nights he felt more like a ghost than a man. But every morning, without fail, Max was there. When Jake's hands trembled too much to hold a spoon, Max rested his head on his lap. When he struggled to stand, Max nudged his hand, silent encouragement. When the nightmares came, Max was there, pressing close, guarding him from demons no one else could see. And slowly, Jake found his way back. Word of Max's miracle spread like wildfire. News stations covered the story. Interviews flooded in. People wept at the bond between a man and his dog, at the instinct that had defied logic and saved a life. The police force honored Max with a medal, but Jake knew none of it mattered to the dog. Max didn't care about fame. He didn't need applause. All he wanted was to stay by Jake's side, and that's exactly what he did. Years passed, and while time stole some of Max's energy, it never touched his heart. When the day finally came for him to rest, he did so with Jake beside him, whispering through tears, "You saved me, buddy, every single day." Even in death, Max's spirit lingered. His story became legend, a lesson in love, in loyalty, in the unbreakable bond between human and animal. And for the rest of his days, Jake carried two things with him: the scars of a past he barely survived, and the memory of a dog who refused to let him go. If you had been there that day, would you have listened to Max's barks? Or would you have ignored him like everyone else? Sometimes the truth isn't loud. Sometimes it comes in whispers, in nudges, in the soft press of a paw against your leg. Never underestimate the heart of a dog. If this story moved you, share it. Leave a comment below. What do you think about Max's unwavering loyalty?